In this video, I'm going to talk about the free body diagram of Cotter joint. So let us consider this cut section of this Cotter joint. So this is a socket shown by this green color. This is spigot shown by this blue color, and this is Cotter shown by orange color. Now the force P is applied on this socket towards left side. Force P on spigot is applied towards right side, and in the common slot of this socket and spigot, Cotter is inserted. Now here the force P is applied toward left side on the socket, so that is shown in this diagram of socket. Now if you look at this diagram, this socket is pulled towards right side with the help of this Cotter and spigot. This socket is pulled towards right side by this Cotter and this spigot, and thus it exerts force on this face and on this face of socket. Okay, so this Cotter exerts force on these two faces, and that we have to show here. So the Cotter which is present in this slot, the Cotter which present in this slot, it exerts force on this face of socket and on this face of socket. But in order to balance the forces, if here force P is applied, here the force magnitude must be P by 2, P by 2. Okay, so this is the free body diagram for socket. Now similarly we can draw the free body diagram for spigot. Now on the spigot, force P is applied towards the right side, that we can show here. So this is the force P which is applied towards right side on the spigot, and this spigot is pulled towards left side by this socket with the help of Cotter. Hence the Cotter exerts force here on this surface of this slot of this spigot. Okay, so this socket pulls this spigot towards left side with the help of Cotter, and hence Cotter exerts force on this end of slot of spigot towards left side, because force is applied on the socket towards left side, so socket is pulling this spigot towards left side with the help of Cotter. So we have to show here the force on this end of slot of spigot. Now here force towards right side applied is having magnitude P, so this force must be also P in order to balance the forces. Okay, now similarly we can draw the free body diagram for Cotter. Now here if you look at this assembly, this socket is pulling this Cotter towards left side. This socket on which the force is applied towards right side, it is pulling this Cotter towards left. So this socket exerts force on these two faces of Cotter, because the Cotter and spigot are in contact along these two surfaces. The Cotter and socket are in contact along these two surfaces, and hence as the force is applied on socket towards left side, so same force is exerted or transmitted on the Cotter on these two surfaces. So we can show the two forces on this Cotter here. Okay, so let us decide the magnitude afterwards, because we have to show the force applied by spigot on the Cotter. Okay, so now on the spigot, force is applied towards a right side, and the same force is transmitted on the Cotter, because Cotter is in contact with this spigot along this surface. The Cotter is in contact with this spigot along this surface, that is end of slot of spigot, and whatever the force applied here P, it is transferred to this Cotter. So force exerted by spigot on the Cotter can be shown here. Okay, now the force applied on the spigot is P, so same amount of force will be transferred to this Cotter, so we can show force P which is exerted by spigot on the Cotter, and in order to balance this force P, we have to write here P by 2, P by 2. So this is the free body diagram of this Cotter joint, where we have shown the forces acting on the socket, we have shown the forces acting on Cotter, and also forces acting on spigot.